The time is just gone 8:23 a.m. and we kick off this morning. And the last advert you heard on radio was the Willowton Group giving advice with regards to COVID-19 and the precautions. And this morning, we joined on the line by Shoaib Musa of the Willowton Group. And this comes against the donation of 1,250,000 rands, and this was given to the gift of the givers. And this is for PPE equipment and other equipment as well. And this is mainly the hotspot at this point in time in South Africa, the COVID-19 hotspot, and that is the Eastern Cape and Sarah Apartment District. Brother Shoaib, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, brother Inayat?
Alhamdulillah, very well. Wonderful being with you this morning. And Jazakallah to you for joining us.
No, Jazakallah for having me. I much appreciated.
Right. Brother Shoaib, obviously, you know, the generosity, Alhamdulillah, of the Willowton Group knows no bounds. And in terms of social responsibility in South Africa in general, the Willowton Group has always risen to the occasion. And now with COVID-19, with the pandemic, particularly the hottest spots at this point in time in South Africa, the Eastern Cape area, Sarah Apartment District, and this donation that has been made through to the gift of the givers. Tell us more about it, Brother Shoaib.
Well, firstly, Jazakallah for the kind words, brother Inayat. I'm not sure we deserve it. We try as much as we can, and we hope, inshallah, the little bit that we do goes out there to the right hands and makes a difference to people's lives, one way or the other. I think, ultimately, it almost seems very surreal, the position that we are in at the moment. The advent of the second wave, we've seen it happening in Europe in a big way. And we've seen it also in other parts of the world. And I don't think any one of us expected it to come back to South Africa and come back as hard as it has. The reality, unfortunately, is that I think this wave seems to be much stronger than the first wave that we've had. And we've seen it particularly hard hitting the Eastern Cape. And, the problem with the Eastern Cape has been that it's probably been the most neglected, the most maladministered province, I'm sorry to say, from a health perspective in South Africa. And the facilities are shocking. The fact that there's no PPE is shocking. And we felt that, we need to make a difference. We need to do something at least. And when Gift of the Givers started their project in the Eastern Cape area, we said it's a wonderful opportunity to at least do something meaningful, and that will make a long-term difference, inshallah.
Well, it's truly meaningful, Brother Shoaib, because when we look at where this PPE equipment is going, it's going to people that really matter, people who are in the front line, people who are actually throwing down their lives, their health, and these are volunteers. And this is where a large part of this generous donation is going.
Yes, so absolutely, it is directly for all the frontline health workers. And so, in effect, what this entails is, I think, about 5,000 PPE packs, which are single-use PPE packs, and which a health worker can use probably for one day or one shift, as well as theatre scrubs. I can't remember the number, but it was a few hundred, I believe. But the point really is that PPE is expensive. Notwithstanding. And, we have these frontline health workers that are putting themselves forward, putting themselves at risk every single day. And to ask them to do a job without fear or fervor and not be in a position where they have at least the right gear is shocking, at least.
Exactly. And I think, obviously your CEO, Zubair Musa, made mention of this. And he says that, looking at the Willowton Group and reaching out to people in need, where he says, and I'm going to quote him, he says, this fits in with our philosophy to help those in need. Our donations are made in areas that have the most need throughout South Africa. We are invested in the well-being of South Africans and will do all that we can to assist our fellow South Africans. And this is now the time. This is the time when the country is badly in need, is greatly in need. And this is where corporates like the Willowton Group, as I mentioned, rising to the occasion, stepping up to the occasion. And I've also looked at some of the comments that have come through on the Facebook page, on the Gift of the Givers Facebook page, where many people expressing their heartfelt thanks and saying what an amazing team the Willowton Group is, and also in terms of Allah Ta'ala inspiring you to continue all that you do, Brother Shoaib.
No, Jazakallah. So, inshallah, we hope to continue, and our intention always is to be able to do whatever we can in the best possible way that we can. I just want to highlight one thing, Brother Inayat. Well, firstly, is that, when we started the first lockdown, and the country went through the crisis that it did from an economic point of view, South African civil society and the South African population as a whole stood up and came to the fore and really did some amazing stuff, both in terms of contribution and contributing towards our society and helping those in need. I think, in all honesty, at this stage here, we are probably in a far worse position than we were 8 months ago. And my humble request, my call out to South African society, to each and every one of our brothers and sisters out there that may be listening, is please, now is the time that your assistance, your aid is needed more than ever. Don't, we acknowledge everybody's done so much already, but, we're really only scratching the surface. And so a heartfelt plea to everybody, whichever organization you associate yourself with or wish to contribute to, please put your hands deep and do what you can. And on that note, alhamdulillah, I'm also just want to advise that inshallah later today we will also be doing an additional handover in the Western Cape. As you may recall, last week in the area of Masipumelelo, I think it was, near Hout Bay, over 1,000 shacks were destroyed by fire. So inshallah, we will be donating 300,000 rand as well to Sanzaf, where the funds will be used to buy baby packs for the families of those that were affected and that have lost all their possessions. So, we are surrounded by hardship, by people going through tough times all the time. And wherever, however, and in whichever way we can, every little bit helps.
Well, clearly, alhamdulillah, in fact, it's a very profound, a very powerful call and a very powerful message that you are sending out, Brother Shoaib. And knowing us South Africans, we will rise to the occasion. We will rally together. We will be united in our efforts to actually fight this pandemic. And inshallah, we will come out victorious as well. But for now, Jazakallah to you for coming on, for talking to us, to the Willowton Group. Allah accept your efforts. Allah reward you for your efforts and, continue to helping humanity, and particularly when it comes to where it matters most. Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has blessed you, Brother Shoaib, and the rest of the group, the rest of the family, the Willowton Group, with generosity, with untold generosity. And Allah accept once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah khair, Brother Inayat. And most importantly, to all your listeners, a humble request for du'as for our ummah and for all of us, inshallah.
Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That was Shoaib Musa joining us out at the Willowton Group this morning, and wonderful gesture once again on the part of the Willowton Group, the 1.2 million donation that was given to the Gift of the Givers, and again reiterating the 300,000 rand donation that is going out now to the community in Hout Bay. We're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, we still have got quite a bit to talk about. We're talking to Dr. Azam Tabibi this morning, 10 years later after the Arab Spring. We've got crime talk coming up, and also looking at COVID-19, looking at the new variant, the second wave, and globalization and the Muslim world. Quite a big topic coming up this morning at around 9:30 with Mazhar Khan joining us out of the United Kingdom. Stay with us.